Well, let's talk about relationships now, because, hey, we're all humans, and they say that one way or the other, you need relationships to survive. And that's something we're big on, not just to help you know what's happening in the news, but know how you can personally live a well-rounded life. So whether it's news, personal finance, fitness, relationships, arts, entertainment, that list goes on and on. So, Bukola, what you got for us?
Yeah, Kari, quite a lot. I'm going to be engaging someone, but it's interesting to note that however little, there's still that economy of newspapers where people go to get their daily news feed. We can see quite a number of people there, you know, on the streets of Port Harcourt, and that is very heartwarming, if you ask me. But let's go to relationships now. And joining us to have this very, very important conversation is Dr. Stephanie Chizoba Oarhe. She's a founder, president, Heart to Heart Foundation, and convener, the True Love Relationship Conference, and a renowned relationship management expert, counselor, and cleric. Quite a lot that you have there on your CV, Dr. Oarhe. Welcome to the Morning Brief, right here on Channels TV.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's start this way. This conversation is important because there's a buzz right now on social media over broken relationships, and it seems as if it's not going to end there anytime soon. And, you know, another aspect of the conversation is that it's being normalized. Do you sense a corrosion or erosion, as the case may be, of our values as far as relationships are concerned? And how can that be rescued?
Yeah, I sense quite a lot of corrosion, like you said, where a relationship is concerned. And a lot of people are actually involved in this relationship, and they lack quite a lot of knowledge. Most people are not endued with accurate knowledge on how to deal with people, how to relate with people. Even if it's in the company, even if it's a social gathering, even if it's in the family, even if it's in marriage, whatever it is you're dealing with, relationship. Even parental relationship, you have that. So relationship is very necessary, but people lack the adequate knowledge to understand how to deal with people. You know, we are men, well, people are different in terms of you have personalities. So we're very different, and your personalities are very different. So if you understand someone else's personality, and also if you understand your own personality, it will help you to understand other people and know how to relate with them. So that corrosion that you have observed will actually be deleted and perhaps erased with time when we have adequate knowledge of what relationship is all about.
And speaking of knowledge, wrong choices seem to be at the heart of the conversation. So in about a minute or more, a little more, what is the foundational knowledge that people should have now as they make that all-important choice about their lifelong journey? Because that's what really it is, making a choice, you know, to live with someone for the rest of your life. So what's the foundational knowledge?
Well, the foundational knowledge to, making a decision to have a partner or to choose someone to make that marital journey of life, it will require you to understand the person. Many people marry people who they don't know. You don't know that person, you have not understood that person, and then again, you have not understood the differences in the gender. We have gender differences. So what I see in the counseling room, a lot of people want to change people's personalities to theirs. But this is you relating with opposite sex. So for instance, if you need to make a choice to get married to a lady, what is the essence of that lady? What's the content? How does she think? How does she relate? Who is she? What's her emotion like? And this, you have to have that adequate knowledge. So also, if you're a woman tending towards this journey and you want to marry a man who is this man, the content within this man. Bear in mind that we have general characteristics of the male gender, but also you have different habits that have been developed over years through environmental factors and trainings and knowledge that you grabbed in the atmosphere while growing up. So all those things become the essence of that person, which you have to understand. But most times people just see people on maybe in the club or maybe in a party or maybe in an organization or maybe in the office. They don't even give themselves that time to understand who they're dealing with. Does this person have anger problem? Does this person have some habits, hidden habits that I have to know about? And this will require time, because when people meet each other, they're first on their best. They are on their best. And so time will tell. And why will time tell? Because time will open up different scenarios through which there'll be a reaction from this same individual, how that person takes up, handles stress, how that person reacts over certain troubles, challenges, issues.
But Dr. Oarhe, some would say that the institution itself is a process of lifelong learning about that partner that you decide to, live with for the rest of your life. So at that knowing stage, or the interview stage, as it is often referred to, how long really should you spend getting to know someone before you make that all-important decision?
That's a very good question. That's a very good question. I would like to say, from my experiences, give yourself a year, minimum of a year. Give yourself minimum of a year to know the person. And the knowing we're talking about is not maximum knowledge of that person, but is a little bit. But the best thing is that you have to know that person at that time that you're dealing with that relationship. Yes.
All right. So there are a lot of unique cases right now, and I've even heard some relationship experts say you need to do a mental health check test for the person that you are courting or dating at the moment. But how do you even get to that stage in the conversation in the first place, without losing out completely? For instance, you tell someone that you're engaged to, we need to get a mental health check test, and that is a turn-off. So how do you handle, such conflict points in the relationship? Yeah,
while relating with your partner, most times you find out that the knowledge that you have observed, what you have learned and observed in that courtship or in that relationship, will require you to stylishly encourage your partner to some test or the other. Sometimes you have this, some people even go to the extent of having HIV tests for themselves. Some people go to the extent of having blood group tests because they don't want any, sickle cell personality to appear in their lineage. So some people can actually go to that extent depending on who you're meeting, but it's a very important observation that you have made and suggestion. Yes, you need to know whether this person is mentally okay. So if both of you have a conversation that can help you, both help the marriage, help the union, both of you can decide to go for a mental check. And that will help you understand how to flow with this individual. Because nowadays, our understanding of mental instability is not actually when somebody is mad and running on the street like we know it, but some people are depressed and they are dressed up, looking handsome and looking beautiful, but they are dressed up and they are walking on the street, they are in organizations, and they might not even know what's wrong with them, but they are suffering from depression. So if you are courting, if you are in a relationship and you observe certain things that, quickens your heart towards having a mental check, I will advise, please go and have a mental check. But don't do it as if you're pointing finger on anybody. Just use an inclusive term and tell yourself, okay, can we have a mental check for both of us so that we can be better and relate better for one another and to one another? That helps our relationship. So you can do a mental check, and many people do that. So it's not something that you get so worried about or ashamed of, like in our culture. But it's good to do that. Thank you for that question. That's a good observation.
Indeed, it's important because there are stories that touch about when you're getting married and then finding somebody standing over you and about to do something out of the ordinary. But as we custom now, Dr. Oarhe, this is another important part of the conversation, how technology, the new digital age has impacted relationships, relationship choices. Some would say that there are no good people around anymore. So how should young people navigate, the seeming scarcity of, people who have good heads on their necks? How can young people navigate that?
Yeah, that's a good question there too. Social media has its good advantages. It has good advantages and it has disadvantages. So a lot of people have gone into the habit of trying to pick people off the web, and some of them have really had bad experiences, because you can't just meet people and they are the one giving you information about themselves, and you are not observing and you are not watching. And to have that person live in your vicinity is very much key, because it's not only verbal communication you're looking at non-verbal communication. The body talk and how that person, relates. And the body talk seems to be the truest. I mean, it gives you the direct thoughts of the inner heart, that the body talk more than the words, because the words can lie, but the body language seems not to lie. A lot of people cannot hide that. So how to avoid, choosing wrongly is to make sure that the person is your friend. Relate with people. First of all, think about friendship. Don't go ahead to insist on just getting along with that person and just marrying, but give yourself time to understudy this person and work with this person. Be a friend. In that way, you'll be able to marry your friend, because you have observed this friend in so many ways and through different scenarios. So I think friendship is the mark I'll hit on it. Try to engage that person in such a way that it becomes your friend, so you avoid all those mistakes that you do around here.
All right. Key words from this conversation. It appears as if time, friendship, and knowledge are the key words to watch out for. Thank you so much, Dr. Stephanie Chizoba Oarhe, founder, president, Heart to Heart Foundation, and the convener, True Love Relationship Conference. Thank you so much for your time on the program.
Thank you.